which is starting slowly to be transferred over to the newer generations, the 20 to 30-year-olds that Tom Lee mentioned here. And
the thing is, a lot of this money will go from, the old stocks into crypto. And again, a lot of the younger generation will be buying XRP, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. It's very important to know that here. There could be a very big influx of basically all this generational wealth going into tech, AI, and all these stocks that we're seeing pumping.
What we're going to see is a massive amount of capital go from older asset types and classes like bonds, treasuries, and stocks into the crypto space, into tech companies, into AI, which is...
I think that's already what happened in 2021, right?
Building the future. And these trillions of dollars will absolutely explode the crypto projects that are building the future financial markets that we're all going to be operating on tomorrow or the day after that. And so this is why I think today's video is so crucial for all of you to be paying very close attention to. So listen very closely to what Tom Lee has to say here, because it's almost guaranteed to completely change everything for you. Smash that like button so everyone sees it, and let's get into the video.
Number one, just for people.
So yeah, it makes very clear sense that, that's why all these billionaires believe in the technology of XRP and Ripple right now. It's exactly the price patterns we're seeing. 2023 and 2024 were huge months for XRP. And that's exactly when all of this generational wealth started to change as well.
Markets and bear markets.
Yeah. But then they should then place themselves in history. This is probably more of an early start of a bull market. This one has been particularly reviled, I think, because one, the speed of the recovery has been so fast. As you know, many people rage sold in April because they're like, look, the economist told me 60% chance of recession. That's the same as a sell rating on the stock market. And they went to cash. They couldn't redeploy it because there was no pullback.
It was too fast.
Too fast.
Is that what creates a hated rally? Yeah. That phenomenon, like people don't get back in fast enough?
Yeah, and I think it just shows you that people don't operate with independence. They operate with a bias. They think when something bounces, it's just dumb people buying, and that prevents them from jumping on with the buy. I mean, think about Palantir and Tesla, Netflix, they were all like retail stocks. Like someone was telling me the first time that they tried to buy.
Isn't that exactly what's happening with XRP? Like it's a retail stock right now, and more people are buying it.
By Tesla institutionally. They had to bring in this like research firm from Oregon that wrote a report on Tesla. Okay. This is Jennison.
Yeah.
And like that was the first time that research firm ever got called to go to New York to actually meet a hedge fund.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So like, all the really big churns come because someone recognizes it, and it's not often like the crowd that recognizes it. I've started off my career as a stock analyst. Okay. So imagine we have a stock. Okay. Let's call it, XYZ. And we shot it full of holes. Like they should have been kill shots 6 times, right? Because every one of those was a kill shot for this bull market. And yet this thing...
What are the things? The inflation cycle?
Well, for COVID, number 1.
Fastest Fed hikes in history.
Yeah, and then the bullwhip chain effect was number 2. The fastest Fed hikes... the fastest inflation cycle in history, the fastest Fed hikes in history, the Trump tariff shock, and then U.S. bombing Iran's nuclear facility.
Of those should have produced a bear market.
Yeah, should have killed the bull market. Or even killed the economy.
So what does that tell you?
Just like, you don't even have to know market history, just common sense. The United States is bombing an Iranian nuclear facility, therefore by the SPUs.
Yeah, you never would have
thought. That morning, nobody would do it.
If you asked me in January, I'd say, okay, we got a risk of a bear market.
Right.
Yeah.
And none of these things has produced a sustainable.
That's right.
We've had like bear markets, but not a secular bear market.
Yeah. So let's
just, guys, my opinion, I feel like another bear market is starting in 2026. And that is because we saw so many price bumps. That is, potentially where 2026 could actually start because of all this spending we have right now from the government. We have to pay that back.
Say that this stock was 16 times and we shot it 6 times over 5 years, like just kill shots.
Yeah.
And it grew earnings every year.
Yeah.
We would say the PE has to go up a lot.
And it hasn't.
It's actually lower. It's a cheaper market today.
It's incredible.
So I'm going to 100% agree.
All right.
that AI
We can close out. Let's do favorites. All right, go ahead.
that AI is the most important driver of the global economy. Okay. But where I think people make an inference mistake, okay, is that a theme driving the global economy has been systematic to the global economy since capitalism.
It's always this way.
Yeah, there's always been an industrial revolution.
Okay, fair.
And even in the 80s, the retail sector was the best group for 20 years because boomers were entering women were entering the workforce, and there was a baby boomer thing on retail stock. So that was a single theme of demographics. And like the internet boom was a singular thing of actually creating digital infrastructure. So like it's always been a story of this.
That's what we're seeing right now with XRP. It's basically becoming like a retail meme, but with actual utility back to it, just like stocks are, right? You know, like meme coins were without any actual backed utility, but now we're seeing like XRP being one of those first, which actually have something back to it.
Stock market. When you're in a big cycle like this, the winners are easy to identify because they have visibility, but it doesn't mean the losers are dead Matt. But for now, they're kind of untouchable. This should be a good stock picking environment.
This one, the ISM manufacturing has been below 50 for 28 months.
Do you care about this?
Yeah, why is this bullish?
Well, because remember, this is actually one where there's no one making up the answers. Like this is a survey that's sent and people respond if things are better, worse, or the same. So it doesn't have any political bias. But if they're answering it in a negative sense, that means that they're cautious. So you can take their answer at face value. Yeah.
That's what you don't want this to be like a heavily bullish reading.
Correct. You never had a cycle peak when you've had ISM below. By the way, this is the longest stretch since 1950. When you have this pervasive caution.
I guess if it really goes up, it's bad for the economy, right? Everything will crash if it goes up too much. That's what I'm scared of too.
In business, we're nowhere near a cycle. It doesn't get more unstable.
Okay.
You get a Fed that's dovish.
Okay.
Which is cutting.
You're probably going to get that.
That's what we're going to get.
If not now, but at a minimum by May.
Yeah. But then you need this third thing.
We're definitely going to get that in September, May, you call it. I hope we get at least 3 rate cuts. Or we get larger rate cuts. Who knows about that?
You need the excess spread on interest products to fall. Like today, if you're borrowing for a mortgage, it's normally only been at 160 basis points above the 10-year, or like 1.6%. So the 10-year's at 4.2. The 30-year mortgage should be 5.8.
But it's not.
But it's like 7. So there's excess spread on mortgages. But as soon as those other two things happen, I bet you that spread drops.
So this AI boom basically is what is driving this cycle forward. We have innovation happening and productivity happening at such a large scale. It's never been seen before in human history. And the reason why people are like not as bullish as they maybe would have been back in 2021 is because they don't realize just the scale of the effect of AI and how much it's going to displace society, much like the Industrial Revolution. As
I feel like 2021 was more of inflated meme coin style where people got their grants, from the government. 2021 is like the realistic bump where also the crash is going to be more weaker. So the dip is going to be way weaker, which is good. It's not going to be as much as before when XRP, literally crashed 70%. But also another thing is right now people, are especially realizing the potential of AI and technology. It's not just AI that's growing, it's all tech stocks.
Tom Lee was describing just a little bit ago there. The scale in which technology is advancing is picking up at light speed. And because of this, the ability for companies to be able to produce goods and services is also going to go up astronomically. The flow of money will be easier as well between all different types of businesses who are adopting this technology in this new AI age. And so, yeah, I'm of the belief that the business cycles that we previously operated on are not going to be the same moving forward as long as AI is in the picture. These are 24/7 basically just limitless productivity machines that can do jobs better than most humans can do, and the technology is only getting better. Think about that for a second. Think about the level of displacement that is causing, and think about how much more productive a business is going to be if they pay an AI tool just a few $100 a month. They save all this money on taxes, on expenses, on salaries, on work.
So yeah, we're entering a new era where productivity is huge, but also another thing that Ripple is trying to solve is basically payments. Instead of waiting a day for a payment to someone to start the work, especially for a large transfer, it can take up to 3 days. They get it the next second, and this is gonna save a lot of these companies like waiting a full business day to start their work, which in terms will save many years in just like one single day.
Leaves, all these sort of things that actually bog companies down, and now they're able to produce so much more. If you have a company to any degree, you should be leveraging this technology, because if you don't, your competition will, and they will produce more, they will produce better, and you'll be left in the dust because they can scale at a much faster rate. So
it's very obvious that, you know, XRP is settling it to be the next big thing. So yeah, I'm definitely excited for that. You have no idea how big this will get.